You know, I didn't pay much attention to where my head was in relationship to interface stuff. I'll try and think about that. I don't think it's a problem, but we'll see. All right, let's load up where we left off. All right, let me think about this too. So there is one interface thing that you guys don't see in the upper right corner, and that is my button to activate my flashlighty thing. This thing. And it's possible the other AUGs will be over on the right. We'll kind of pay attention to that, and if it is, I'll move myself to the lower left corner. As far as other things go, you don't really miss anything when I'm in this screen. There's nothing over in this corner over here. So yeah, you're not really missing out on that. What are we doing as far as health goes? I know I took a headshot, but there's probably a bot to heal me. Okay, so if I remember correctly, we were searching around a little bit in the headquarters. We read our emails, we read some of the books and stuff. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna have conversations with everybody before we talk to Manderley. Let's close that door. That's rude of me to not. We'll talk to Manderley last, even though that's our current objective. So let's come in here and talk to Navarre and Herman. I also want to be able to open this. It looks like we can blow it if we want to. So maybe I could put a lamb here and then go to maybe the door and shoot it. I have to be careful not to hit anybody with it. And then that may still trigger them. So I'll probably do a quick save before I do that. We'll search thoroughly first, though, because I may be able to get keys and stuff for things. Okay, there's nothing from that. I don't see any newspapers or anything to read. Oh, here's one.
Are you sure you pressed the right button?
I do not make mistakes of that kind.
Your hand might have slipped.
No, I wanted orange. It gave me lemon lime.
The machine would not make a mistake.
It's the maintenance man. He knows I like orange.
So you think the staff has some kind of plot?
Yes, they do that on purpose.
I believe him. I mean, this game is all about conspiracy theories. Why wouldn't they switch the orange soda for lemon lime? That makes perfect sense. Midnight Sun. Mead from Mars. Cape Canaveral, NASA scientists confirmed that the eroded remains of the Alba Patera crater on Mars precisely match the face of President Meade. It's him, declared senior planetary specialist Kevlar Umla. There's his nose. That ridge, see? See the crater rim marking his hairline? The way he combs his hair appearing in this region of parallel valleys? The White House had no comment. However, Martin Wisdom, president of EA, Enemies of Aliens, not Electronic Arts, Enemies of Aliens. Let's keep that straight. Told Midnight Sun, this is the evidence we have been looking for. A warning that Mr. Meade is not human. He is probably a Martian general, a war hero come here to conquer the Earth with the assistance of the United Nations. Brian Allen, staff writer. I have a feeling the Midnight Sun is like a tabloid. Oh, hey, Euroburdix. Thanks for the follow. All right.
My new partner, J.C. Denton. Don't tell me you're going to wear those sunglasses during a night operation.
My vision is augmented.
At least it is a way that we know when it's not foul.
Forgive my interruption. I just wanted to say that I look forward to working with you, Agent Navarre. Also, excuse me, I've got to be briefed by Mr. Manderley.
I do not expect you to perform as well as Agent Herman, but the mission will require us to do more than frighten the NSF with our baggy coats that make us look bigger than we really are.
I am prepared to perform my duties.
He will not be the equivalent of his brother. I have seen that he knows the procedure of a good offensive.
Let us hope you are right.
I won't let you down, Agent.
I like that she took us for task for this horrible outfit that we wear. And then Herman was appreciative there because we gave him the gun. If you don't give him the gun, he doesn't like you very much.
Get your checkup on level 3, and let's get going. I have to prepare for the mission.
Forget how Agent Navarre is not friendly. She has every life to give for her partner.
Oh, okay. We got a purple tournament, another ATM. Now, if we find a another account, we can rob somebody. I think you have to pay credits for that, so I'm not wasting my credits on the soda. Let's see what the public asks. Okay, so there's going to be a lot of articles here. I want to give you guys all the lore, because this game is very lore rich, and a lot of the game is about that. So there's going to be a lot of reading. Yeah. Well, thanks for the follow nonetheless, and you know, there's always the VODs and stuff too. Okay. Question must... Okay, terrorism, crime, or conscience? Yeah, that's conscience. Crime or conscience? The question must be asked, is the global rise of terrorism a haphazard response to a decimated economy, or is there a pattern? Does UNATCO face coordinated ideological opposition? Some groups, silhouetted in France, for instance, have declared a... I'm sure it's not meant to be said meme war, but we're going to call it a meme war, or war of meanings in their terminology. They spread email and pamphlets that lampoon the UN's proposal for a one-world democracy, a tedious exercise in the rudimentary propaganda. That sounds like memes. It's with sophistries and doublespeak, they portray freedom as obedience and democracy as tyranny, and UNATCO as the perpetrator of terrorism, an idea as shocking as it is reprehensible. Other organizations, such as the self-proclaimed Revolutionary National Secessionist Forces, NSF, who we fought in, well, the Liberty Island mission, and the U.S. claims allegiance to the meme war. I'm going to keep calling it that, even though I'm sure that's not how you're supposed to pronounce it, but are in fact no better than common criminals. They desire territory and wealth at the expense of society at large. Their civil war is merely a smokescreen for criminal activity. Any population can be quickly turned against such revolutionaries simply by educating them about the UN's policies and goals. Joseph Mandley, director of UNATCO. So that's our boss. Terrorism, threat profiling. Symbolic attacks, the Statue of Liberty bombing, which is why the Statue of Liberty looks like it's been blown up, the desecration of the Soviet War Memorial in Berlin, the department store shooting sprees on Orchard Road in Singapore are the recourse of the weak. They serve only to call attention to a group or cause that is no more than a marginal interest to the public. But what distinguishes true terrorist activity is its gradual escalation towards genuine acts of war. Fringe groups now have access to technology that allows direct assaults on governments, including the classic trio of nuclear, biological, or chemical weaponry, NBC. But aside from direct assaults on a nation and its people, indirect attacks can cause considerable collateral damage. Rogue software can disrupt financial markets, communications, and military operations, while encryption programs allow terrorists to coordinate smuggling operations in secret right over the net. Dangers of the net. Drugs, guns, illegal immigrants, and even heavy equipment such as armored vehicles and cruise missiles are routinely traded across borders, aided and abetted by such software. UNATCO, the first organization with the technology, manpower, and authority to cope with such threats, is an idea that is long overdue. And again, our boss. Know your enemy, NSF. The National Secessionist Forces remain a very real and increasingly widespread terrorist threat. Again, we just fought them. 10 years ago, in response to the Sporting Weapons Act of 2042, splinter groups from nearly every state militia refused to surrender their rifles, grenades, landmines, and other collectibles prohibited by the act. Unified under the charismatic leadership of Leon Woods, these isolated fanatics eventually formed the NSF, with Woods assuming the rank of general. Their intended goal, the liberation of Washington, Montana, Oregon, and Northern California. While Woods died during his infamous last stand in 2045, this war machine continues what can only be termed an occupation of the United States, aided by an encrypted network designed by dissident computer scientists from San Francisco and Seattle. Currently, the UNATCO cryptography, there we go, that's the right way to say that, cryptography division has had minimal success in cracking their communications, requiring more direct intelligence gathering techniques to be utilized. The UN has declared war on the NSF. Know Your Enemy, the Silhouette. So this is that group in France that we already heard a little bit about. Famous for inserting 20th century style commercials into the net broadcast of the World Cup in 2050. How dare they? Silhouette favors feats of spectacle over violence. Printed circuits part of the nutritious breakfast, the announcer told children in one of the World Cup commercials. You ain't mech till you eat mech. And mech boy choose a memory chip. Okay, I'm not sure I get that one. Boys who eat organics get stomped by their post-human classmates. Mech boys in UNATCO helmets and metal boots take turns kicking another boy. Okay. Despite their numerous pranks, these intellectual artists and labor organizers pose a serious threat. They are well armed and have been linked to the murders of numerous European politicians and journalists. They will not hesitate to use lethal force. The Triads, which I believe is a real thing. That's like an organized crime organization, I believe in China, maybe Hong Kong. UNATCO surveillance of Hong Kong, well, there you go, is currently a high priority given the renewed threat of Chinese organized crime in the form of the Triads. Despite being a model of prosperity and technological leadership for decades, Hong Kong persists as a haven for organized crime. The Triads, namely the Luminous Path and Red Arrow, vie for control of the 10 trillion credit shipping business, much of which supplies Greater Asia with pirated technology, illegal drugs, and weapons. Most disturbing of all, the Triads preach an ethic of technopiracy that has found enthusiastic support among small shopkeepers and businessmen who often aid the gangsters and buy their bootleg software. Gullible and greedy, this army of middlemen remain insensitive to how their violations of intellectual property and copyright laws damage the global information economy. Let's not worry about the real world and some of the things that may actually go on. Know Your Enemy, other threats. UNATCO operatives have identified over 1,250 terrorist organizations active in the world today, some too small to currently present a serious threat, but all eager to see one or more governments topple. Groups such as the Templars in Europe and X-51, Western US, will be dealt with in subsequent volumes of Know Your Enemy. Alrighty. Very exciting. I believe we already read that book. I'm not sure if we should talk to Manderley before we go downstairs. Yeah, buy Euro verdicts. Not sure if I should go downstairs first because I'm pretty sure Manderley tells me to go get a health checkup, but what the hell. So we've got medical and UNATCO computer ops, and then we've got Sam Carter and the offices of Herman and Navarre. So let's go to the medical first because, well, honestly, we need it. 50 skill points. All right, cool. I think if we access one of these guys, we could get our augments, but I actually am more concerned about our health. Yeah, all right. I'm going to talk to Reyes before we think about doing this, but it looks like we have a choice between a couple. That's usually how most of these go. But your different body locations, and you might be able to put a couple different ones on your torso, but I think typically speaking, like I think this one we have is for our arms. You get to pick one, and that's the choice you get. So you get one or the other. So we're going to have to make a decision here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and, you know what, let's go ahead and give ourselves a quick save, just in case, because we already had some conversations, in case something weird happens. Let's see what we got. Janine's bots, specs and overview. Matsu Gravis GV4 Nightingale Medical Bot. The Matsu Gravis GV4 is the newest addition to the MG line, their first foray into the medical bot category, largely monopolized by Page Industries and Chang subsidiary Health Tech. Unlike the competing Page, or I think they just spelled Page wrong there, but Page or Health Tech units, the MG GV4 benefits from a completely proprietary operating system. Developed at MG's research campus in Prague, that promises to revolutionize automated healing by combining a comprehensive medical and pharmaceutical database with MG's already proven autonomous heuristic routines. While actual field data is sketchy at this point in time, anecdotal evidence suggests that the GV4 can heal wounds far beyond the capabilities of any other competing model But it does require a substantial recharging period, which we kind of already seen. Oh, my soda. UNATCO Med Directorate Nano Augmentation Guidelines. So this is going to give us a lot of a heads up of what we can expect from augmentations in the future. Nano augmentations, once installed, irrevocably alter the physiological systems that affect and in many cases cause all subsequent augmentations to be rejected. However, the exact number of augmentations each system can support varies. The various interdependencies between the systems can be seen in the following tables. The details possible nano augmentation combinations. So we have the arm one, which is either combat strength or a microfibril muscle. Legs have speed enhancement or run silent. Subdermal, EMP shield or ballistic protection. And then we have another slot that's subdermal, cloak or radar transparency. We have 3 torso slots, aqualung or environmental resistance, regeneration or energy resistance, synthetic heart or power recirculator, cranium, aggressive defense system or spy drone, then finally optics, targeting or vision enhancement. Specific nano augmentations should be selected based on their mission profile of the particular agent. Okay. So we're obviously going to make decisions based off of how we want to play. Can we rifle this guy's pockets? Got a throwing knife. Inventory's starting to get a little full here, so we're probably going to end up having to start dropping stuff. UNATCO Handbook Dedication. I'm guessing that's Latin, and I'm not even going to bother trying to read it. Okay, so there's a locked door, and it is indestructible, so we can't blow it. Hello, key. Well, I think we just found the key for that. I kind of expected medkit. Oops. Ooh, another book.
Years of training and you're still all thumbs.
UNATCO Handbook Appendix A, Origins of UNATCO. In recent years, a swelling tide of international terrorism coupled with the enmity between states, oh, I'm sure I mispronounced it, I apologize, wildly varying laws, and an anachronistic devotion to arbitrary borders has resulted in the decreasing effectiveness of local law enforcement. To resolve the problem, a neutral agency was required to enforce international law in an impartial manner around the world. UNATCO was formed with just such a mission in mind. An organization that could transcend national boundaries and provide security for all nations that subscribe to its charter. And as we kind of heard earlier, the US had to pay for that charter, which is interesting. I guess that kind of makes a somewhat sense, but this is where, like, kind of the argument is, like, are you giving up sovereignty in that regard? Because you're paying them, they have kind of supranational rights and powers, and you're kind of giving away a little bit of your sovereignty in that regard. Founded with the principles of the United Nations as its cornerstone, UNATCO is fair, just, and protects the individual liberties of all the citizens of the world. Does it now? The criminal thrives on anonymity. Wow, I'm butchering words here. We'll just go on. But soon there will be no place for them to hide. Victory over terrorism is the prize for our vigilance. More soda? Thank you much. Alright. Before we talk to him, I just want to make sure we look at everything. I mean, I know what's over here, but we'll just take a little bit of a peek at it nonetheless. It's secure. What's this? Door I can't open. Restricted area. Interesting. Alright, let's talk to him.
Hey, JC.
You look like the real thing. They actually let you operate on people?
Just fixed Gunther's knee, in fact. A sticky actuator. So far, I feel more like a mechanic than a doctor.
I'm impressed.
They actually let you point a gun at people.
We'll have to catch up later. I've got to leave for New York right away. Could you send Manderley whatever it is he wants?
No problem. Listen, JC. About your augmentations. You know they're preparing to roll out the technology worldwide, right?
As long as I don't turn green and grow a pair of antennas, as I understand it.
Yeah, well, the design's pretty modular, which means you'll soon have access to upgrades from standard augmentation canisters.
I think I picked one of those up at the top of the statue.
Maybe you did. My order from VersaLife was on the ship the NSF captured. You'll need to take it to one of the medbas for installation.
I'll do that.
The canisters contain a colloid of ROM modules. Some are generic upgrades, others require you to make permanent choices about how to configure one of your subsystems.
It's about time they implemented some of this stuff.
Alright, cool. So we can get our augmentation. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and do another quick save here real quick. Alright, let's click on this thing. Alright, so we've got, and this is gonna give us an idea of what all the different levels do. So as you were saying, there's either the ones that will install, like for example, this will give us whatever this augment is, and then there's gonna be the generic ones that are gonna upgrade your levels. So it's gonna go in the arms. Muscle strength is amplified with ionic polymer gel myofibrils that allow the agent to push and lift extraordinarily heavy objects. So this is mostly going to be able to move objects out of her way, which may give us access to areas that are blocked, or you know, what have you. Be able to climb up on stuff that we wouldn't be able to normally, that kind of stuff. So Tech 1, which would be the first one, strength is increased slightly, strength is increased moderately. For Tech 2, 3, strength is increased significantly. Tech 4, an agent is inhumanly strong. Okay. And also the energy rate as we use it, 20 units per minute. Okay. Other choice, combat strength, slot arms. Sorting rotors accelerate calcium ion concentration, and there's a lot of words here that are medical in origin. You know what? I'm just going to pass that one. Stuff and things. My one cat, I don't know if you heard that, but she is being a little naughty right now and jumping around. Yeah, you're cool. Come here. Get down. Yeah. We're very excitable right now. Calm down. Where were we? Increasing an agent's muscle speed several-fold and multiplying the damage they inflict in melee combat. So this is just going to increase melee weapons. So it's a choice between being able to pick up heavier objects, which would allow us to get through obstacles, which is kind of the way I'm building my character. We want to get into as many places as we could possibly can. Possibly not necessary, though. Or we go hardcore on melee weapons, and our melee attacks do a lot of damage. I'm probably going to aim more for guns and stuff. So yeah, I think we go with this one. This will be used less frequently, but again, it will allow us to get through some obstacles that we wouldn't be able to normally, or able to access maybe some secrets. So I'm going to go ahead and go with this one. Cat. May have to do something about her because she's a little out of control right now. Alright. The joy of cats. Okay, I think we've done everything here. Move on. I'm gonna go ahead and do a hard save. I should have probably done a hard save before I selected things, but by the time we get to a point where it's like...
You're getting warm.
See you over there. But first we're gonna rob everybody. That's my candy and my soda. We probably don't have the email for that one yet. Let's read the book. Project Debook. Overview. Domination of 5F. Clearance only. The noted failure of previous attempts to create a low-profile rotary aircraft involved the acquisition and retrofitting of available military hardware that neither the range, ceiling, nor electromagnetic transparency to avoid numerous eyewitness accounts or unauthorized military interactions. Not sure what that last part means. All right, whatever. In addition to exacerbating public misconceptions about governmental operations, such encounters also jeopardize several key missions. Project Debook was initiated to address this issue through the creation of a stealth aircraft that could be used as a platform for a number of mission objectives. Alright. Exciting.
You're red hot. Looks like you found me.
I already found you, dude. Let's read the newspaper. Midnight Sun, Gray Death. Look to the sky. New York. No student of recent history can fail to miss the irony that the greatest enemy mankind has faced in the 21st century was not a despot or dictator, but the lowly microbe. Millions upon millions have been killed by the pandemics of AIDS, resistant tuberculosis, and the century flu. And now we face our greatest threat yet, the Gray Death, a plague of devastating efficiency that has surfaced in the last year. But was this plague an accident of nature or a design of science? Dr. Kenji Ishii of the New World Biomedical Health Center in New York thinks not. My analysis of this plague indicates that it is decidedly unnatural in origin, and in point of fact, may be extraterrestrial. Okay then. He went on to speculate about those afflicted. Obviously, a disproportionate number of the indignant seem to be infected. A situation that makes perfect sense if you consider it a prelude to an invasion. No more effective way to disrupt the social, political, and military fabric of Earth has yet been devised. If this is so, then what are our leaders not telling us? And how can we be prepared? Oh, this is the Midnight Sun, which is the tabloid. Only they know the answers. Joe Green, senior staff writer. Well, we're big fans of the tabloid here. Is this like Men in Black, where we read the tabloids for information? Okay, there's a security pad there. We might be able to get the code somewhere. We really have to, like, look carefully at stuff. I know there's a secret here. I know there is somewhere. Or soda. Thank you very much. I think we're stacking the soda. Yeah, we are. I don't remember what the stack count is. It might be 10. I feel like I have something on my glasses. Yeah. Alright. We should be good to go. I remember there being a secret in this room, so we are going to look this area over very thoroughly. Alright.
Like leading a mouse to cheese.
This thing is starting to give me a headache.
Don't worry, we shut it down when you go off duty.
Sure you
Guess
do.
I'll get used to it.
I'm Alex Jacobson, communications engineer.
I suppose you already know who I am.
Getting there. You're certainly quicker on the uptake than your brother Paul ever was.
Thanks.
Should I take that as an insult, though, to my brother? Not very nice.
Don't worry, I'll be watching your back.
Sure you will.
You feel okay, JC? You're acting strange.
Ammunition is disappearing again, so we're changing the door code for the comm van area. We already know that one. So that's not really information that is new to us. Alright, I'm trying to
It'll be
remember.
interesting to see how the transmission sounds in Manhattan.
I know there's a secret here, but I honestly don't remember 100% where it is. Or how you access it. Ha! Do it. Now, there might be something that tells me this is here. But I remembered it was there. Yeah, there's two holes, but they both go to the same area. Cigarettes, scope. So you didn't have to buy one after all. E, what did we get? Office door or something? Alright, we'll take a look at that later. 30 out 6. Okay. Appears to be all that's in here. The other one's right there. Did I read this? Change G. Herman password to Zeitgeist. Next week, I guess it will be Schadenfreude. Strange guy. Okay. So we're gonna have to figure out what that unlocks. Let's go ahead and give ourselves a quick save. Okay. So we can access his email. Herman's. Okay, let's talk to him.
At ease, Agent Denton.
General Carter, I read about the Merced operation in school. This is a great honor.
I'm not a general anymore. Just call me Carter.
I can't believe what the NSF did to your family.
Enough of that, soldier. We each have our troubles. I lost my children, but you've had to grow up without your parents, which requires more courage. I don't think it matters.
My parents died in a car accident. That's different.
I said that's enough. You have your own op and time is short. How about I issue you a stealth pistol?
That sounds fine. Thank you, sir.
What else do you think you'll need?
So these are both like different ways to get in places. Obviously, this is a picking a lock. This is a defeating an electronic device. Both are useful. I'm gonna ask for the nanotech tool. I think this is, at least I hope I'm thinking of the right thing. I think this is more generally useful because there's a lot of things you can defeat with this. You can defeat door locks that are electronic, like that keypad. You can defeat like traps and stuff, which might be the easier way around certain places. If we're going to be stealthy boy, that might be the way we get past things. So
can you spare a nanotech tech tool?
A man who uses his head.
Yeah, it is a multi-tool.
Now move out. Manderley's waiting.
Hey, what about that guy out front selling munitions? Is that allowed?
Oh, Kaplan, right. We've got some screwballs around here, but he's not the problem. It's whoever's been breaking into the armory.
Someone at UNATCO's a thief?
Yes, sir. And a damn good one.
I was gonna say, somebody at UNATCO's a thief? and I'm sitting here robbing everything under the sun. And I'm like, oh my gosh, there's a thief?
Hell, I dispatched a whole platoon one time with a pocket knife.
Okay, we cannot voluntarily talk to him. I think I already went through here.
I have to prepare for the mission.
Did we read this? Yes, we read that. I remember that one. That's her computer. I don't think we have her email access, but
Way to go, sir.
Herman's computer should be around here somewhere, right? Or is this Herman's computer? She might get mad at me.
I am not going to hold your hand. You have your orders.
Alright, also we got a new pistol. Now, this pistol, you would think is better than your standard normal pistol, but it does significantly less damage despite being the same type of ammo. So the only real advantage it has is it comes with an integrated silencer, and it has 10 rounds versus the 6. But you can modify this pistol to have those capabilities. I mean, you can increase its magazine capacity. You can do a lot of things. What is its base accuracy? Is there any other advantages? So it's less accurate. The reload time is faster, but again, that's something you can modify. The fire rate is significantly faster with the standard pistol. Yeah, so this is just like, to me, it's a downgrade. Like, and that's one of the things. It's like, oh, they give you this pistol, so you're like, oh, it must be something special. Not really. It's not really any. It's actually, in my opinion, not all that great. I'm probably going to end up putting a lot of the upgrades on this thing, but I'm still kind of like not sure exactly which way we want to go just yet. All right.
I have to prepare for the mission.
There's G. Herman, and then it was Schadenfreude, which I honestly don't know how to spell off the top of my head, so I'm gonna have to look at my notes. Schadenfreude. All right. No, it's Zeitgeist. That's right. He was saying it would be this. All right. I'll try.
I am not going to hold your hand.
G. Herman.
You have your orders.
It was Zeit. Okay. This may not be his computer.
I have to prepare for the
or
mission.
I typed in the password wrong. Oh, I put a G. I mean an H. Ah! G. Did I spell his last name right? Guess we'll find out here in a second. Wait. I might not have spelled his name right. Gosh dang it.
You have your orders.
Ah, 2 N's. Okay. I was gonna say. Okay. Nice. Hey, we did it. So this is from Jay Manderley. It's a reply though, so we should probably read his original first. Okay, this is from Jay Manderley to G. Herman and A. Navarre, our new recruit. JC Denton will be joining us today after his stint at the Academy, and I'm assigning the both of you to the task of keeping a watchful eye on him while monitoring his progress. His assigned cover name for this duration of the service will be JC Denton. We thought it would be best to keep the cover names within the family, but since Paul has already received the Denton codename. I have great faith in you both and trust you will do your utmost to ensure that he becomes a successful and productive member of this organization. Until further notice, I'd like to receive weekly reports with your observations. JM. And now my other cat's back in the background screaming at me. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not. We'll give him a second. Maybe he'll calm down. They just got their snack during my break, so they probably... Sometimes they get wound up after they eat. Okay, this is from Jay Reyes. Okay. I was asked to be by the regional medical coordinator to forward this information to all of you. Do so without further oh, we already read this. So he forwarded this to everybody. Oh. No, this is a different message. Okay. Let's read his message first. G. Herman. I suggest again a skull gun for my head. Yesterday in Battery Park, some scum we all know pushes smack for NSF, gets jumpy and draws. I take 2 22s, 1 in flesh, 1 in augs, before I can get out that damn assault gun. If I could kill just by thought, it would be better. Is it my job to be a human target? Practice? Backstop? Gunther Herman. And again, his typing skills are not necessarily the best. I honestly don't know if it's his grasp of the language or if it's just he can't type very well with his augmented hands. It could be either. Let's see your Jay Manderley's response. I personally forwarded your request to appropriations. Upgrading our combat readiness is an ongoing priority. Speaking of which, you certainly made the best of a difficult situation yesterday. We applaud your courage. Thank you for living to work another day, Gunther. We need more agents like you. JM. Wow, this guy's smooth.
See Manderley on level 2 and let's move out.
Alright. So, we only have one place to stop, but we have an office that this key supposedly opens. I'm gonna guess that's upstairs.
That was a close one up there.
Go ahead and give ourselves another quick save. Alright, I'm gonna try... Oh. Okay, so that's something we're gonna probably have to pick. Ooh, Paul's in there. We should do the briefing before we do anything else. Aha! Alright, we have no more inventory space. We do have to make a choice. Aha! I was about to say, I bet you there's a key here. Office door key. Okay, so there's probably another office door key that we just got. Let's read the newspaper. Midnight Sun, oh, our favorite. U.S. Prez sells out. New York. President Philip Riley Meade's executive order repaying the United States debt to the United Nations is viewed by many as a positive step towards global peace. Others sense darker motives at work. Some sources have privately commented that the order is nothing more than a tacit endorsement of a new world government and its private military, the United Nations Anti-Terrorist Coalition, UNATCO. You can forget Meade's impassioned declaration that the shattered Statue of Liberty would not be repaired, but instead stand as a reminder that terrorism must be eradicated if we are to be free. It was shortly thereafter that the Liberty Island was selected as the location of UNATCO headquarters. Their dubious character highlighted by the mysterious and still largely unexplained circumstance behind the statue bombing. No doubt President Meade's words will be remembered, even as he sells out his country to the foreign powers that have sought to destroy it for nearly 3 centuries. Joe Green, Senior Staff Writer. Which weapons are you thinking of using this run? I'm probably going to go, as my primary, we're going to go with the main pistol here. Other than that, I honestly don't know. A lot of it comes down to, like, for example, the shotgun's tempting, because this is going to be a pretty powerful weapon for as early as we are in the game, but we have no extra ammo for it. Although I think the next mission we might get ammo for it. So we could mod it right now. I don't have the skill for it, though. Like, right now, I mean, we might want to spend some of our skills. But at the moment, the only skills, like, points we have assigned to anything is pistols. Now, we could stay with that and focus on like the tranq dart gun, our main pistol, which has pretty good damage profile if we mod it up more. So the way I see it, maybe we assign all of these mods to the pistol. They should all go on the pistol. We have a really modded up pistol, and it'd be pretty damn good in my opinion. We'll probably end up dropping this. I don't think you can sell items in this game. I'm fairly sure we can. So I'm going to end up dropping a lot of this junk. I think there's a limit on how many mods you can actually assign, like, of a type. So there's only so many of these magazine extensions you can put on a weapon. There's only so many of these accuracy mods I think you would put on a weapon before it taps out. Some of these are one use, like the laser, you can only have one laser, you can only have one scope kind of stuff. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the pistol here. I think it makes the most sense, especially early in the game. So that goes there. There. We're going to put all our weapon mods on that. Kind of put all our eggs in one basket. We're up to 77% accuracy. Our reload rate has been reduced. Oh, I didn't put the extra magazine capacity. We now have 7 rounds in the pistol as opposed to the 6. Damage hasn't gone up any, but we haven't got anything like that yet. Then we're going to go ahead and pick up another accuracy mod here so we can get that up to 80%. So it lets me keep pumping that up. So we're at 80%. If we can increase that skill, so I'll save my points. Oh, we have another book we can read. UNATCO Handbook, UNATCO and the Press. Because UNATCO will often deal with situations that cannot easily be contained, agents may unfortunately need to interact with the press. If you are not trained for such interaction, do not, repeat, do not speak with journalists, regardless of nationality. They are skilled in misdirection and propaganda. Refuse comment. Remember, security procedures are our first line of defense. Secrets are lives. Always refer reporters at crime scenes to UNATCO information offices and fact management teams. Hey, those booze and snacks will keep me alive, Leo. They give me health. It's great. It's awesome. Although the booze will make me incredibly drunk if we drink more than one. But that's fun, right? Alright, we have a decent amount of inventory space now that we kind of committed. Fun. I like how that guard's like just staring at me, stealing everything from this office. Nothing to see here, soldier. Alright, so we got...
The NSF had so many people in New York.
Get another key. I think it's going to unlock this one. Yeah. Multi-tool. Lockpick. Okay. Just looking around for like secrets and stuff. We don't have any obvious keys or anything. Anything behind this stuff? Alright, no. Alright, so we should go into Manderley's office, see if there's any more stuff that we can like acquire. And then we'll think about like maybe we blow that. We pick a couple things, like there's this in here. We might want to pick this first. Maybe there's like a key or something hidden in there. There might be. So I'm going to do another quick save, just be certain that we were good there. We already got that. Okay, nothing behind the secretary. More experience points. Read this book. UNATCO and the police. In carrying out the duties, UNATCO agents often work with the other law enforcement agencies. Hey, I love apple pie. And Avic. No, this is not my first playthrough. No, I've played this many times. I'm using the New Vision mod. So all this does, it should be the same. Everything else is kind of the same as the original game. Except there has been a... Okay, so this... I think this works on, like, a more recent version of Deus Ex. It allows for modern resolutions, and it also has given it higher fidelity textures. But it hasn't modified the game in any other way. So the levels are going to be the same. The mechanics are going to be the same. Because I kind of want to keep things authentic to the way I remember them. Because it's been as much as I played this game before, it's been a very long time. One thing I may... Okay, I want to move the camera. Because I'm noticing that I am covering up a little bit of interface. But just to make sure... Okay, so there's not anything down in this corner normally. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give myself a hard save here. Because this game really doesn't like it when I Alt-Tab. Oh, it's the New Visions mod. I don't know if I told you the name of the mod. Yeah, New Visions mod. Okay. We'll bring it back up here in a second. But this game doesn't like me Alt-Tabbing, so I just want to make sure we don't have any problems. I've had it when I Alt-Tab. It did, like, glitches out and stuff, so just to be on the safe side. But yeah, I'm noticing that I'm covering up the augments in the upper right corner, so just so you guys know which augments I have and whether or not I'm using one, I want to move my camera. It's not like super important, but it helps. Alright. Alright. I didn't read this book, did I? I think I got that first line. We remain a small elite organization. Until our ranks expand, we must rely on the cooperation of local police, governments, intelligence agencies, and corporate security divisions. Always be courteous when requesting information or filling in an extradition request. As our jurisdiction widens, we will inevitably experience conflicts with some local officials. Do not resort to unnecessary intimidation in these situations and report any problems to the appropriate NATCO liaison. Above all, an international law enforcement body requires respect and support of all participating nations. Okay, let's get this conversation over with.
That will be JC's job.
What's that? Power station. The NSF have Ambrosia in a warehouse protected by cameras and booby traps. We want to power down the whole system.
We're taking one illicit generating plant, protected by weak groups of NSF. Knock out that plant, and Paul's team can walk right into the warehouse.
Just tell me where it is.
I'm covering up the subtitles, though.
Damn it! Our deployed forces, gradually falling back. You'll have to deal with them first.
And you be ready, Paul. When the power drops, go in and go in hard.
I'll use my discretion.
I might have to go back up to the upper corner.
Marshals. We lose the vaccine, I'm sending your butt to the mayor to explain why he and his 3 daughters won't get their pills this month.
Yes, sir. Let's not waste any time, JC. Get down to the dock. A boat is waiting to take you and your partner, Anna Navarro, to shore.
Yes, get moving. Here's your op bonus for the great job you did in the statue, plus 250 for rescuing Agent Herman. That's 1,250. We take care of our people around here.
Thank you, sir.
Alright. Let me just think about this. So I don't want to cover the upper left corner. I don't want to cover the upper right corner. I might have to just do that, because to be totally honest with you, the augments are probably the least important thing. You guys really need to know what my health is like. So, yeah, I think I'm going to end up having to resort to just covering up the augments. I'll probably tell you when I'm using augments, and most of them are kind of self-evident, so I think that's what we're going to do. Alright, I apologize for the little bit of delay here. I just want to make sure that I'm giving you guys the best viewing experience I can. But I'd rather not cover up the subtitles. Yeah, we just started. I played a little bit of it yesterday, and yeah, we just started. We're not far in the game at all. The Malkavian mod. No, I have not. What is that? What is that about? There were a couple mods I looked at and I did research on, but I honestly don't remember which ones are which. I know there's one that really dramatically alters the game, like changes the levels and stuff, and I was not interested in that one. I don't remember what that was called, though. Alright. So this is going to be the lesser of evils, I think. All right.
I've come to admire your partner. She's one of our best.
If you say so. All right, moving on.
Grow up, JC.
But I'm just reading a book. How do you expect me to grow up if I don't read the things? This seems like the same thing we already read. Down in the...
boat dock. Move it.
Oh, there goes my... damn it. Alright, now I'm having that bug where my chat disappeared again. Yet again, sorry. We had this technical issue last time. I think I fixed it just by moving my chat window a little bit. It just, like, when I first launched the game, it kind of, like, puts itself into the right resolution, and there's a little bit of, wonkiness to that, and sometimes my, my chat window disappears. It's weird that it takes as long as it does to happen, though, because we had the game open for a little while before it happened. All right.
You'll come to admire your partner. She's one of our best.
Anything here? Nope. Boot camp for Betty, APR, Portland.
Leave from where you arrived.
There was my chat again. Damn it.
Boat dock. Move it.
Madison High School junior Betty Suez, however you pronounce her name, will spend this semester at the Canyon City boot camp. Say school officials. The crime. I'll get my chat window up here in a second. We have verified that she told another student that she knows how to make a bomb, said Principal Martin Gordley. What makes this case notable is that the parents have filed a lawsuit against the school district. Our daughter wears black, said Father Brandon, that name, and a prepared statement. She has a occipital jack.
Move out, soldier.
We tell her use it to play games. We allowed her to get a tattoo when she turned 16, but none of this makes her a criminal. The parents claim that Betty was discussing a novel by Tom Robbins,
soldier.
Taught at Madison High, when the mention of explosives occurred. Betty will not be alone in Canyon City. Last year, 15,234 young people served sentences in the state's FBI-run Good Behavior Camps, a legacy of the Northwest War. Okay, I need to get my chat window up. This is, we had this problem yesterday, and, I was eventually able to get it to behave, and it was behaving before I closed the game, but... I saved, right? Come here. Yeah, as soon as I close the game, my chat window comes back. I'm gonna, like, move it really dramatically in, like, the middle here. Please behave yourself, chat window. I'm hoping that behaves itself this time. I think, like, what happens is, like, with the screen resolution, like, mess up, the chat window gets pushed, like, to the edge of my monitor, and I think it's just enough over the edge where it, like, gets wonky and it, like, just disappears. I don't know why it does it, and it takes it a while for it actually to happen. Oh, his bathroom. The candy bar? Alright. We'll take a look at his emails here. What was his thing again? We'll take a look in the notes that should be there. Night Killer. And J. Manderley. The Night_Killer. J. Manderley. Alright. Hopefully I don't spell things wrong.
You have a job to do.
J. Mander... Is it like that? How you spell it? And it was Night Killer. _Killer. Hey, I did it. Okay, so we already read that one. Okay, so we don't know who this is. Our little experiment should be arriving soon. Clear it for domination of 5F ops as soon as possible. But proceed with caution. We have serious concerns about the primary unit and would like to avoid any potential contamination. I know who this is, but... Okay, the chat window is still there. Stop telling me to do stuff. It's not like you're my boss or anything. Alright. Do a little bit of a quick save. Let's see what's in here. Before I do that, though, what do we want to spend our skills on? The things I want, we can't really afford yet. Okay. What is in here? Oh, I'm not sure that was worth it.